Hi friends, how are you? It's Miss Land back for some more fun facts about dolphins. I hope you guys had a great time doing your first lesson about dolphins and making some great dolphins. So today we're going to continue on. Do you remember I have this story that I was reading to you about dolphins, and we learned some really interesting facts about dolphins. So far, let's review about things that we learned about. We learned about that dolphins are mammals, which means they're warm-blooded. And we learned that all mammals have hair, even the dolphins. Do you remember this picture that I showed you? That even though their bodies are slippery and sleek, they have little hair on their nose. Isn't that cool? We also learned that dolphins love to eat fish and squid. We learned different parts of the dolphin, which we are going to review today. What else did we learn about? We learned about their teeth, remember? We learned about how dolphins have 130 teeth. Okay. So this is the part I wanted to show you. Do you remember that we saw this chart? Parts of the dolphin's body. So today, can you help me fill in my chart? All right, so here are my choices. Attached to this lesson, you are also going to have parts of the dolphin's body that you have to fill in, okay? So my choices are beak, fin, flippers, and tail. Who remembers we also learned that there was another word for the word tail on the dolphin? It began with an F. Yes, it was called a fluke. We also learned that the fluke was very strong because that helps the dolphins swim fast. Okay, so up here, what do you think this is? What is it that I'm pointing to up here? Do you think that's the tail? No. What do you think? Fins? No. That's the beak. Right, so this is the beak. I think in our book it talked about, you remember, about how his nose was called a beak. Let me see if I can find it. Yep, right here. The page where the teeth were. It says right here, the dolphin's mouth is called a beak. Remember we said, like a duck's bill is called a beak too? All right, so here are his fins, right? What's this? Yes, that's his tail, or the fluke. So you can write tail. If you want to write fluke, I'm going to tell you how to spell it. F-L-U-K-E, fluke. And so up here, oh, guess what? Miss Lamb made a mistake. This, guess what? What is this? And boys and girls, I'm glad I made this mistake because guess what, right? Is it okay to make mistakes? Yes, that's how we learn. Look. This up here is the fin. See, silly Miss Land. This is the fin. And these are what? Yeah, the flippers. See? Sometimes we don't get things right on the first try, and that's okay, right? So I'm glad that I showed you that sometimes I make mistakes too, and that's okay. All right, so we have our parts of the body. Let's read on and see some other fun facts about dolphins. So we were right here at this point. Baby dolphins. Oh my goodness, so cute. Remember I also told you that mammals, right, give live births, meaning that they don't lay eggs. Okay? So here's the baby dolphin. It is called a calf. Isn't that interesting? And look, the mother dolphin only has one baby at a time. Because some animals, right, have more than one at one time, but the dolphins have one at a time. So there's one baby. and the calf is born underwater. The mother pushes the calf up to the surface, right? It teaches it that it has to go up to the surface to breathe, right? The mommy helps the baby learn all that they need to learn. She drinks milk from the mommy, so just like a baby would do, right? It says here, all mammals can drink milks from their mommies. The mommy teaches the dolphin, right, how to hunt for food, how to swim away from predators. Now remember, look up here. Here is the blowhole. Remember it said that when the dolphins go underwater, the blowhole closes and then it has to go up top, right, to breathe, and that's when the blowhole opens. A dolphin also can make many sounds, and the sound actually comes from its blowhole. How interesting. The sounds the dolphin makes help it find food to eat. So it makes these sound waves. Interesting, right? The dolphin also makes sounds to help find other dolphins, right? Remember that animals can't talk, so they need to make noises or sounds to communicate. That's how they communicate. When dolphins swim in a group, it's also called a pod. All right, some more interesting facts. I also found this other book about dolphins that I also wanted to read you just a couple things that I found out, because this was really interesting, okay? So let me tell you what I was reading about that I also found out about dolphins. Remember in our KWL chart that we wanted to know about where dolphins live? I had asked specifically, do they live in a certain ocean or a specific part of the world? We read in our first book that some do like to live in rivers, but some also in oceans. But as I was reading this book, right, this nonfiction book that gave me more informational facts, listen to what it said. It said dolphins can be found all over the world. Anytime you're near an ocean, there's a chance you might spot one of these amazing animals. So in fact, last summer, I was at the New Jersey shore, and far in the distance though, I could see dolphins from the beach. I saw them jumping out of the water. It was really amazing. So I said they can be almost anywhere. Some dolphins like cold water. Remember, we also talked about in our other book about how they have blubber and fat under their skin to help keep them warm, because some dolphins swim in cold water. Some even swim near the Arctic Circle. So remember, the Arctic is very, very cold, okay? So if you can see over here, this shows the world, and it said that the blue, see that blue, all the blue spots, which is almost everywhere, all of the water areas in the world, is where dolphins have been known to swim. So really, they live almost everywhere. Some dolphins prefer warm water. Striped dolphins, spotted dolphins, they like to swim in the warm seas. Different dolphins also prefer different depths of water, meaning how deep the water is. For instance, some dolphins like really deep water, some like more shallow water. Some dolphins live only near coasts. Others live out at sea, so they like to live, for instance, so the dolphins that I saw near the Jersey Shore last year, they were swimming more towards the coast because it was more towards the beach and the land area, right? They weren't swimming that close that I could see them really good, but I saw them from a distance, but enough so that I could still see them, right? They weren't swimming so far out at sea that I couldn't see them at all. But they said other dolphins do like to swim far, far out into the sea, that unless you had a boat, you couldn't see them, right? So they could be found at both places. I also wanted to read you, this part too. This was also very interesting, because I'm gonna tell you why. Jordan and I just watched a movie the other day called Free Willy, and it was about an orca, which, right, you would think they call the orcas killer whales. But listen to this. Dolphins come in many sizes and color. The biggest dolphin is an orca. The orca is also called a killer whale, but it's really a dolphin. How interesting. So the movie that we just saw, I was just making a connection that we just watched this movie, Free Willy. I don't know if you've seen it. We watched it on Disney Plus, and it was really about a dolphin. A dolphin is really the killer whale. The killer part comes from the killer part of the name comes from the fact that these dolphins are powerful and fierce hunters. The whale part comes from the fact that the orca's large size. Wow. So the orcas have bold black and white skin patterns, right? That I said that looks like a whale. That was really interesting. I really liked making that connection. I am learning so many facts about dolphins. Okay, so today, attached to this lesson, you are gonna have to do your parts of the body. Remember, fill it in with the beak, flippers. Don't make that mistake that Miss Land did about the fins over here. Here's the fin up here. And the tail, or you could write fluke. Another thing I'm gonna attach is a dolphin paper. It has a line for you to write one fact that you learned about dolphins so far. We have learned 20 facts, right? So I know that you can pick one. Some good ideas would be to write a dolphin is a mammal, right? Dolphins are good swimmers. A dolphin has hair. A dolphin has 130 teeth. Think of all the things that we've learned about so far. Okay, so I can't wait to see your one fact about dolphin and your parts of your body about dolphins too. You guys are doing a great job. More fun facts to come about dolphins next week. Okay? I'll see you guys soon. Bye.